Oh my goodness, you guys. It is September 1st, 2023, and I know that I've been gone for a long time, okay? If I'm not mistaken, I feel like my last episode was done in May, which makes it 4 months. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just get right into it. So, welcome to Neo Self Care Podcast. I am your host, Vashti Maya. Some of y'all may know me on TikTok as Sage Emerald. Different personalities, for different reasons, for different seasons. Okay? But here, please know me as Vashti Maya, but I'll take Sage Emerald too because we are one and the same. Now, let's get to it. Neo Self Care Podcast is a podcast where I just want people to feel themselves. It's all about just kind of kicking back, relaxing, talking that real, because sometimes in a world of fake, in a world of virtual, in a world of social media, we don't ever get that interpersonal skill like that we need to really connect with people, to really just take a time off. So if you're listening right now, I hope that either you're driving somewhere trying to get your mind together, maybe you're at home chilling, taking a shower, at work, it doesn't even matter. But if you can, go ahead and get some tea or some coffee, maybe even some wine or just some water if you need it, and let's get started with the show. Alright, you guys. So, like I said, I've been gone for a long time. I know. But when I tell you that your girl has gone through so many changes, your girl's gone through so many changes. And that's what's really inspiring today's episode, because part of self-care or neo self-care is about embracing the things that we cannot change, no matter how new it becomes, no matter what type of norm it becomes, no matter what, just in general. And so that's why I want to bring today's episode all about change. I am going to get just a little personal with myself, but at the same time, I want to touch on the importance of change and why you should embrace it and not run from it, why you should face it and not fear it. So with that being said, let's go. So change. May was such a incredible but yet interesting month for me. So not only was it my birthday month, shout out to Tauruses, but it was also a month of realization for me. It's what I feel. So if I'm not mistaken, I think my last episode I was saying something about like I was going to the Smoky Mountains for my birthday, which, I had a pretty good time out there. I went zip lining for the first time, if you can believe it. Like, that was so exciting and so fulfilling. And if you haven't done that ever in your life, I would encourage you to just face your fear and do it. Just do it. It was so exhilarating. It was so fun. And I did it in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, at Anakista. It was so fun. I went with my husband. It was great. But also being in Tennessee, just being around nature, being around the trees, being around obviously people, but just really just nature as a whole, it was such an interesting experience. I feel like that I was able to really have a lot of clarity there, and enough clarity to really understand what I wanted to do with certain aspects of my life going forward, right? So being out there for my birthday, it also came with challenges. I had one of the worst birthdays ever, but at the same time, I look at it as a blessing because, you can't always have like a year or a life full of just rainbows and butterflies and sunshine. Like, it's the negative sometimes that lets you really truly appreciate the positive when they come, right? So I don't like to necessarily talk about how terrible or awful it was, because it was moments like that made me appreciate when things were going well. And just like you, I go through the motions of life as well. I have highs, I have lows, I have in-betweens, highs, lows, in-betweens, and it constantly just shifts, right? With that being said, there were a couple of experiences that happened in Tennessee that were not ideal, but I have allowed it to help me grow. And I mention May because I feel like that's really where the first domino fell in order for the rest of them to fall in the months to come all the way up until now, September 1st. I've gone through a lot of changes in my life, from my career to my marriage, physically where I'm living, direction in life. I've just had a lot of changes, and I'm adjusting, and I am hopeful that it's only going to get up from here, and I don't let negative situations or negative things hold me back anymore, because I understand that everything happens for a reason, and I understand that what doesn't break me makes me, and that's the philosophy I've kind of adapted, and I've just kind of remained thankful, grateful, and blessed overall. So, on a personal note, my husband and I have separated, which is very interesting to say the least, because when you're with somebody for years, it's not easy to just detach away from them, no matter how much you feel like you need it. And I feel like that this time apart, this space apart, not only allows me to really deep dive into myself and to understand who I am now and what I need now, but it also allows space for him to do the same. So it definitely was a blessing in the midst of chaos. So that was like major change number one. Major change number two kind of stems from the separation, and I am back to living alone, which is really different. It's just very different, and it's an adjustment, but at the same time, it's very peaceful. And for the longest time, I felt like it was wrong that I felt peace alone, because I felt like, man, this isn't right. How is it that I feel good being by myself? Does that mean this? Does that mean that? Like making so many like excuses to why it was not okay for me to feel at peace, even though I do and did feel at peace. And I had to realize that it is okay for me to feel at peace, because through peace I am able to find next steps. Through peace I'm able to work out what I need for, going forward. And so I'm embracing the change. I'm embracing the peace, and I'm at peace. I really am. I'm really at peace. So that's another major change. And the last major change in my life had to do with like my career path slash career. As you guys know, I am so interested in mental health. I am a mental health enthusiast. I have my undergrad degree in psychology with a concentration in mental health. And I had a original plan to pursue my graduate degree in clinical psychology, to go on to get my PsyD in clinical psychology, to become a clinical psychologist. Well, things have changed, and so interesting how they changed. My path now, while still in psychology, my path now is to get my postgraduate or my graduate degree in school psychology. Not to be confused with school counseling, because a school counselor and a school psychologist are totally different jobs. But to be in school psychology, because while I enjoy children, just like I enjoy like adolescents, I feel like it's important to really look at education and mental health as a whole. So that's the direction I'm going in now. So I'm really excited about that change. I feel really good about the choice, because I feel like it's a way for me to hit two things that I'm passionate about, which is education and mental health, without losing one or the other. Do you know what I mean? So that is my plan. That is what I'm like sticking with, and I'm excited to do. Excited to attend the school here in Jersey, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. Not to mention like talking about all these changes in my life. My house number equals a number 5, so it's all about change, and I'm embracing the change. I met some new friends, which is like so hard to do when you're an adult sometimes, because like you just can't walk up to somebody and be like, hey, be my friend. Like, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? So I am so thankful that I met some new friends, and these are like people who I have like been trying to manifest, like trying to make sure that we're on the same wavelength, frequency, have similar or different expectations for goals. Somebody who's just looking to do something with their life and love to hang out, love to travel. Like, they're beautiful. Like, I love the fact that I made these two new friends, and it's amazing. Like, we all end up working together, leaving together, and it just works out. So I'm very grateful for those changes, and I am just like at this state of peace that I have felt like I have never had in years. Okay, like in years, and I could literally say in like a decade, because I'm 31 now, so a decade ago I was 21, and there's just major differences, and I'm here 100% for all of them. So, with all of that being said, I really want to dive into today's topic, which is all about change and why you should face change and not fear change, okay? So, let's get into it. One thing for certain that will never change is change. No pun intended. Life is consistent with change. You grow up, you get older, you get wiser, your body fluctuates, your mindset fluctuates, your friendships fluctuate, your family dynamic fluctuates. Change is consistent, right? I feel like most times, sometimes we feel like we want to be, we're here for change, but we want to be in control of change. And we can't do that. We can't be here for change, but want to be the one controlling it, because that's not true change. That's like forcing something to change or directing something to change the way you want it to be, when that's not always the case. Okay, that can't always happen. And so when you're forced with something that you have to deal with, whether it's something as small as changing what you thought you were going to have for dinner, or something as large as or expansive as, you know, losing somebody in your family, change is one thing that is constant, and it's important to deal with it head on now than for it to catch up with you later and just pull you under, right? Because sometimes when you run from change, you may think you're getting away with it. You may think that you're good and in the clear, but not only will it come back and find you with a vengeance and hit you with the initial change, but also the ripple effect that you create by moving, right? Like, you'll be that stone that's cast in the water of change. Well, those ripple effects are still going. So not only are you going to be hit with the original change, but you're also going to be hit with the ripple effects of your action to run away from that change. And you're hit with like 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 different changes all at once, which can really cripple somebody or make someone feel like they're unequipped to deal with circumstances head on. But if you can look change in the eye, if you can look change head on and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. I'm gonna flow with it. I can't change it, so I'm gonna embrace it. Then you show yourself a new form of resiliency, I feel. I'm not saying you have to be comfortable with what comes your way, but you have to be comfortable enough with yourself to know that you can get through it. No matter if it's a positive change or no matter if it's a negative change. It's just about knowing that you have it in you to really push through. You have it in you to really get through. And you have it in you to really see the end result of the decisions that you make based around that change. If you think about a plant, a flower, a vegetable, whatever, any type of plant, if it didn't go through the change cycles, right, it would never bloom into the flower. It would never bloom into the fruits. It would never bloom into the vegetables. It would never bloom into whatever the purpose of it that was intended for it to become. It would never do that. Because without change, there's nothing. Without change, there's no growth. Without change, there's no transformation. Without change, you don't realize how capable you actually are. You don't realize how wonderful you actually are. You don't get to see the amazing attributes and qualities you actually hold because you're not allowing for change to happen. And I understand sometimes it's better, or it feels better, right? Because it's not really better. It feels better to stay in the comfort zone. It feels better to stay with what you're used to. It feels better to stay within your dynamics. That's what feels better. Comfortability. But remaining comfortable at all times, being comfortable at all times, doesn't promote growth. It doesn't promote change. It doesn't promote anything. How many times have you saw someone, rather on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, how many times have you actually saw someone that you went like to middle school with, maybe elementary school, high school? And I want to say high school because typically that's the last time that you really see some people, because then from there people go to college in a different state, and people just start shifting around. So when's the last time that you saw somebody from high school and you realize, dang, nothing about you changed. You're still the same person. You're still doing the same things. When you're in high school, you're not always the smartest in your choices, right? Like, depending on where you lived, like, you can basically have the ideal of, oh, I'm just having fun. I'm just having a good time. I'm not really doing nothing with my life. I'm not really, I'm still loud and proud and full of drama and all this other stuff. And they're still the same. They haven't changed. How many times have you saw someone like that, or read a Facebook post and noticed they're still doing the same thing, going out every Friday, Saturday, and just drinking and just doing whatever? You know what I mean? Like, how many times have you seen that in a person? And you're just like, wow, you really haven't changed. Now, part of you can say, oh man, they haven't changed at all. I miss that. I want to not change. But you know that you can't really do that. Because you know that a part of you is better. A part of you just couldn't allow that even if you wanted to. Because you have so many goals and aspirations and ideas, and maybe you started a family, and maybe, like, so many things have taken place in high school. Like, you can't even imagine not to have changed. Especially your maturity level. Right? So change is gradual, but change is necessary. It makes you who you are. It takes you from point A to point B. Change is something that's constant. And it's not here to intimidate you. It's here to challenge you. It's here to motivate you. It's here to create discipline. It's here to create organization. It's here to create punctuality. It's here to bring about something that makes you feel good. It brings about, like, the change or the direction that you want to be in. Change is not your enemy. It's your friend. Because its main job is to support you. Its main job is to support you. To bring you to the next stage. You said you wanted this. Maybe you didn't want it done in that dynamic, but that's the only way it could have happened. You say you want to do this and have this. Well, maybe you didn't know how it was going to come about, but change is what brought it through. Sometimes you can't just stay at a level. Depending on who and what you are, who and how you feel, change is going to be knocking on your door like every couple of weeks. Especially if you have a higher purpose, especially if you feel like that there are certain things that you should do or can do that other people cannot. Change will be right there knocking on your door saying, okay, let's go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to grow. It's time to grow. It's time to grow. But without change, you'd be complacent. You wouldn't be happy. How many times have you felt like, oh my gosh, I just want to move into this place. I want to have my own place so bad. Or I want to move into this house so bad. Or I want this so bad. And then you finally get it and you're excited and happy for like the first 10 minutes or the first day or the first 2 weeks or whatever. And then what happens? The joy and the excitement dies down. It goes away. Because now you have that thing. Now you've accomplished it. Now it's normal to you. Now it's just the everyday. And while you can be grateful for it, you don't desire it as badly as you desired it before because you already have it. You've already attained it. So what happens? You find that next thing. You find that next thing to get excited about. That's change. That is change because you reach a certain level. You internalize it, you become it, you encompass it, and now it's just like, great, what's next? So change is something that's necessary. It's something that's constant in our lives for ourselves, for other people, and for everybody in between. It's not here because it hates you. It's not here because it just wants to see you fail. It's here to push you. It's here to keep you growing, to keep you thriving and chasing after something. Change is necessary. Think of a caterpillar. When a caterpillar gets inside of the chrysalis, I think that's what it's called, and it goes through the motions of transformation, the motions of metamorphosis. That's literally physical change happening before your eyes. Now we could fight and it could be like, oh, this thing is too tight. I'm not the little worm that I once was. Caterpillar that I once was. Like, I'm growing, I'm moving, I'm stretching out. I could feel my wings coming through. This place can't confine me anymore. And what does it do? It changes through pressure. It changes. It changes so much to get out of the comfort zone, for it to spread its wings and take off. It changes. We all go through change. For the sake of transformation, for the sake of metamorphosis, we all go through change. And you can either allow change to break you, or you can allow change to make you. It is your choice. It is your choice. And for me, I'm allowing it to make me. I'm allowing it to take me, to show me what I need to do, who I need to be. Change is the name of the game. And when you live life like a game, you can never really lose. You can never really lose. When you live life like a game, you can never really lose. So allow change to come in and change you. Allow change to come in and build you. Allow change to come in and take you to the next level. Allow change to come in and shake up your life, shake up your core, because it's doing what it needs to do to grab you and take hold of you and take you in that next direction. To grab you, take hold of you, and put you in this place that you've been praying to be put into. When you let go of the expectation of how to get somewhere and just freely flow in the direction that you want to be in, it's change that takes you. It's the winds of change, the storms of change, the currents of change. So be consistent and be resilient, because change is only here to bring you to the destination that you are asking for. Not anybody else. to get you to that next level. To get you to that next level. To get you to that next level. So don't complain when things change. Just be grateful because the universe, God, cared enough to take you from one situation to the next. Cared enough to change your dynamics. Cared enough for that. Could you imagine if they didn't care enough at all? Could you imagine if your higher self didn't care at all? Can you really imagine not having a goal, not having a dream, not having a destination that you want to reach? Even if it's one destination, then another destination, then another destination, then another destination, it doesn't matter. Can you imagine not having that drive? Not having that motivation? Things are happening for you. Change is happening for you. Embrace the change. Embrace the change, okay? Embrace the change. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you think about it. It really is. Because it's just like, what? You care this much about me? You care this much about me? Like, for real? Like, me? Look, it's here to make you, not to break you, okay? So, with that being said, I know this is not as long as our normal ones. I think we're like 20 minutes in right now. But I really just want to talk about change and why it's a beautiful thing, and why it's something that you should embrace, why it's something that you should put all of you into to bring about the change, why it's something to celebrate, why it's something to hold high and exalt. Change is the name of the game. And again, if you live life like a game, you can never really lose. And I want you to really think about that. Because think about a game. You could be like, what you talking about, Vashti? Like, I can play a game and I lose. But can you really? Or do you just do it again? Or do you just play again? There is no game that once you win or once you lose, it's over. It ain't over. You can always restart. It's never truly over. So if you live life like a game, you could never really lose. You get what I'm saying? I hope you get what I'm saying. That was a gem right there for y'all. I got that straight from the noggin. That was a gem for y'all. If you live life like a game, you can never truly lose. And you have to know that. You have to understand that. And you have to believe and internalize that. The only thing constant in life is change. So be thankful for it. Be grateful for it. And be blessed to have it. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and get off of this episode. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Some of y'all on my TikTok like, hello, where's the podcast? Like, where is the podcast? It's right here, okay? Like I said, I've been going through some changes, but I plan to stay consistent. I plan to stay up on it, and I am grateful, I'm thankful, and I'm blessed. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Please heed the words I have said to you. If nothing else, just remember the quote that I provided for you. If you live life like a game, you can never truly lose. Please let that submerge into your conscious and into your body and into everything else that you need, okay? Okay. So remember, if you have certain questions or if there's anything that you want to talk about or hit on, you're more than welcome to email us at neoselfcarepod@gmail.com, and we will get to your topic of the day. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, like I said earlier. And I will see you guys next week, same time, same place, on the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm tripping. Not the 2nd. Girl, what? On Tuesday, the 5th. So this episode should be dropping, I think, before Tuesday. But on the 5th of every day, or on Tuesday, what am I talking about? Why should get together? Change. On the Tuesday of every month, Every Tuesday, every month, it will be a new episode just like normal. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure you guys connect. We will go back to doing our topics. We will go back to doing our daily oracle reads and spreads as well, to see what the energy for the week is for everybody. I'm not going to do that today. I mean, I could do that. Could I? Should I? Would I? Dare I? That's the question. Yeah, let's do it. See, this is going to drop on Tuesday the 5th. Let's go ahead and do an oracle pull for what you can expect from the 5th to the 11th, because the next episode will be on the 12th. So every Tuesday, new episode out. I'm going to go ahead and pull oracle card for you guys, just so we can know what the focus of the week is. You hear me rummaging through my stuff. Perfect. So let's see what the energy for this week. What are we being called to focus on for this next week? And the card of the week is trust. Ooh, I love that. It goes so good with the topic. Trust that you are being put on the right path. Trust that things are happening in your favor. Although change comes, although change happens, it's not here to break you. Trust, trust, trust. Have faith. Trust in the change. Have faith in the change. Trust that everything's going to work out. Trust that everything's going to be okay, because it is. Have faith. Trust in your change. I am just so like, and Spirit always does it. They always do. Coming through with the confirmation one time. Trust and change. Know that things work out for you all the time. All the time. Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Things are always working out for you. Things are always working out for you. Things are always working out for you. Never forget that. Don't ever forget that. Without change, there would be nothing. So trust that when change comes in your life, it's only to put you on the right path. It's only to put you on a better path. It's only to put you exactly where you have been praying to be. Have faith and trust. I love it. I just feel like that was a mic drop right there. That was a mic drop moment. Not to mention that this deck is like that Archangel Michael deck. With the mic drop, I'm here for it. So our word of the week, our focus of the week is trust. Trust in the unseen. Walk by faith and not by sight. Alright, y'all, I'm out of here. Again, this is your host, Vashti Maya. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I will see you on the next episode. Have an amazing rest of your week. Bye!